Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where Hans has escaped a good neck stretching by the skin of his teeth, and Lord von Bergows has turned up, although he doesn't seem to be in particularly good health.
You may enter. His lordship is expecting you.
So, you're messengers from Ratai, huh? I was wondering when someone would turn up. All right, then. Let's hear it.
My respects, Sir Otto. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, and this is Henry of Skalitz, my escort.
Welcome to Trosky, gentlemen. I'd greet you standing up as befits, but I'm glad I can even sit at the moment.
I heard you were ambushed by outlaws.
You heard right. Those bastards did a job on me. And I got out luckier than most. Almost all the others were killed, including my page and my surgeon. So there is no one here to heal me, and I will have to inform poor Albert's father that his son died in my service.
I hope your health will soon be restored, sir.
We shall see. But now, you tell me what happened here in Herrgott's Namen. Why did my chamberlain try to hang you, Lord Capon?
Oh, that's an easy one. 'Cause he's a fucking arsehole.
In truth, the welcome we got from your Master Chamberlain was somewhat... how shall I put it?
But he's an arsehole I won't need, so let's be diplomatic.
Your Chamberlain's welcome was appropriate enough, considering our appearance, the situation in your domain, and your orders, sir.
Take the hint for once in your life, Hans.
I appreciate your diplomacy, young man. Master Chamberlain Ulrich can sometimes be more hasty and passionate than is healthy. And we are glad you hold no grudge against him. Are we not, Ulrich?
I regret what happened, gentlemen. Please accept my humblest apologies.
Anyway, let us leave this misunderstanding aside and get to the point. As far as I'm aware, Ratai showed no interest in negotiations before, either with me or with the League of Lords.
True. Our houses have thus far stood on opposite sides.
I should say so. Attacking Brno and Jihlava together with that renegade Sokol of Lemberg hardly inspired our sympathy.
I have no idea what he's talking about. These must be events from the first game.
But we can all point the finger. Your League of Lords, on the other hand, abducted the king. Although I don't doubt your reasons, just as Sir Hanush did.
We certainly had. The main one being that your Wenzel is an irresponsible drunkard and idler who is hurting the Empire by his inactivity. But let us leave that aside. Tell me, what does Sir Hanush have on his mind? I am all ears.
Unfortunately, during the ambush, we lost the letter we were carrying, so you'll have to make do with my word of mouth.
All right. Go ahead and speak.
In brief, Sir Hanush, Sir Radzig, and other lords take the view that the situation has got out of control. And that's of no benefit to anyone in Bohemia, neither Wenceslas's supporters or the League of Lords. King Sigismund's actions will not lead to instilling greater order than under King Wenceslas. Quite the contrary.
Let us say that maybe. What arises from it?
Sir Hanush and the other lords on our side are interested in knowing what the stance of the League of Lords is at this moment, and whether they haven't perhaps reevaluated some things.
In other words, whether I might betray Sigismund.
Ah, good job. Hans isn't completely useless.
Well, Betray is a strong word. We came to you, Sir Otto, because you're the leading voice of the League of Lords. I expect there are also lords among your ranks who are considering how to find a way out of this sticky situation. And for the Kingdom of Bohemia, it would certainly be better if our paths were to join rather than parting.
Your companion speaks like a diplomat, Sir Hans. However, the question is whether it's possible to join fire with water and end up with anything but nasty smoke. Nonetheless, Sir Hanush and Sir Radzik are right. There is disorder and anarchy in the land. Bandits riding roughshod all over. As we all know, to our cost.
We've had plenty of experience of that at home too, sir. Only a short time ago we had to deal with a similar band.
Then you will surely understand that before I begin debating who would be the better king, I must sweep my own doorstep. Only I'm damned if I know how to do that, since those bastards have wiped out half of my garrison, including my captain.
If I may be so bold, sir, you're not the only one. We also have a score to settle with them, so Henry and I will gladly help you.
Is that so? Now that is what I call the words of a knight, Sir Hans.
Right now, we've got a common enemy, so we have common interests too.
So then, sir, may we be of assistance to you?
Indeed you may. Perhaps in the end we may really find some common ground. I need to muster sufficient reserves to deal with those outlaws once and for all. I'm summoning my vassals here to Trosky. And since I don't have many men left to send as messengers, I will gladly accept your help.
Just say the word, sir. Where should we go?
You'll go to Nebakov, a small castle, or rather a fortress among the cliffs. The yeoman there, Jaromir Nebak, is an old hardhat and may not be very willing to fulfill his obligations. It would be useful if an eloquent noble like yourself visited him to explain him clearly why I need his whole garrison.
Alright, so we scratch his back, he scratches ours.
What should we do if he's unwilling to heed what we say?
His house has always been loyal to mine. And it has always been more than worth their while. So tell him that I would like it to remain so. I do not expect any great obstacles, but it would be wise to show Sir Jaromir respect by sending him someone of status. He will take his time over being persuaded, and then concur, as he always has done.
I'll get to him somehow, sir.
I expect nothing less from you.
Is that all, sir?
It's no simple task. Knowing Jaromir, if I sent a common messenger, he'd come back with a boot print on his backside. Dealing with the lower nobility can be tricky. They tend to be fixated on their own somewhat fragile status.
We'll take care of it, sir. Count on us.
All right. We'll head out as soon as possible. Let's not delay our diplomatic mission unnecessarily.
Very well. I think that is all for now. The chamberlain will show you where you can put your heads down, and he will supply you with horses. And once we have resolved this little digression, we shall talk about your own mission.
Thank you, sir.
May I ask something, Sir Otto?
Oh. Ask away, young man.
When you were ambushed, did you see those bandits? Would you recognize any of them?
Henry, don't start with that again.
Why do you ask?
The thing is, when we were ambushed, I believe I saw among them one of the men we ran up against at home.
Oh. What did he look like? Do you know his name?
He's called Istvan Toth, a Hungarian noble. He wears black armor. A stocky fella, around 40.
I've already told you that's nonsense. How would he be here? You only saw him from a distance, from behind. You're imagining it.
And why does this Toth interest you, young man?
He was the leader of a band that made trouble for us in Sasau. And he has something that belongs to me.
Interesting. Interesting. But I must disappoint you. I saw no one of that description.
Thank you, sir. And sorry. I had to ask.
I understand. And now I shall entrust you to the care of Uri here. And I shall look forward to the good tidings you bring me from Nebakov. Go with God, gentlemen.
Thank you for everything, sir. The Lord be with you.
There will be time enough yet for social niceties. Now there are more practical matters to deal with. Sir Otto has generously agreed to accommodate Lord Capon in one of his chambers. And you, Henry, shall also be accommodated, as befits your station. There, your equipment shall also be returned to you, and you'll find your horse in the stable. Nevertheless, his lordship takes the view that, as a noble's escort, you should have a befitting mount. And therefore he has kindly decided that you may take one of our horses, if you so wish.
Well, I'm not going to say no to a free horse.
Gentlemen, follow me.
Right. Well, let's smooth things over between Hans and the chamberlain.
So, Sir Hans, allow me to...
Or has it?
Hold on, Sir Ulrich. If you think
Oh, God.
everything is settled between us, and we're going to act like nothing happened, then you're mistaken.
Sir?
You were going to have me executed a short while ago. I expect a proper apology.
Then please accept my apology once more, sir. But given the circumstances...
Given the circumstance? What circumstances?
Sir, poaching is a capital offence.
And are you the king? That you can hand down death sentences?
It is the king's law.
No, you are not. What's more, you had plenty of reasons to realise it wasn't a good idea.
Sir, I could not have realised that.
You couldn't have realised. Yes, you could, but then you wouldn't have been able to play the Lord and stage private executions.
Sir, once more I apologise. And now, please allow me to show you to your quarters.
I wouldn't dream of inconveniencing you. I'll find my quarters by myself. Henry, once you're done with that annoying fool, get your horse and we'll meet at the gate.
Well, it seems Lord Capon will not be requiring my services anymore today.
It also seems that Lord Capon is still refusing to acknowledge the simple and undeniable fact that he could have avoided the entire situation in the first place by the simple expedient of not committing any capital crimes, as he was advised not to, repeatedly, and which he chose to ignore, repeatedly, and so he ended up with a fucking rope around his neck. And yeah, the Chamberlain is an arsehole, but that's not on him. So, where am I being accommodated then?
Here it is. You'll find a bed inside, opposite the door, and a chest where we
You
put your
silly
belongings.
doggy.
You'll find some new clothing there. A little gift from our gracious lord, to ensure you're not mistaken for a beggar again. Once you're settled in and properly dressed, stop by the stables. They're beyond the gate, down the path. Ask for Kabat. He was supposed to prepare a horse and tack for you. Or tell him you'll keep your own if you insist. Then he'll give you proper tack at least, so you don't disgrace us.
So I get the shack next to the blacksmith.
Thanks. I'm grateful.
As you should be. So, you and I are finished, and I can finally attend to some proper work, so this castle doesn't fall on our heads.
God be with you. Keep the peace.
It's not bad, actually.
And we'll stay friends.
I mean, it's a proper bed. I'm not sleeping on a straw mattress or
Greetings.
anything. But leave the guard alone. And more importantly, because it's a proper bed, I can save the game here without having to use the saviour schnapps. And I have access to a stash. So I can store my equipment. Oh, some free stuff. Nice. A decent sword and some proper mail armour. Well, this is going to come in useful. Now, somebody said something about a free horse. I seem to recall the stables were out here to the right, down the end of the track, right before the gate. Right down the end here. Oh, I think I see Pebbles. So I can either keep Pebbles but get some new tack for her, or take the horse that the groom here has to offer. Pebbles is not a particularly good horse. I mean, she can carry a lot of stuff, but...
I'm here for some horse tack. I hear you have something for me.
Well, fuck me blind. You got out of jail yesterday and today you've got a horse. Fuck, I wouldn't mind having your kind of luck. But you're fucking things up for me and making a mess. And I don't want to get a whipping on your account. I've got the tack ready, but I've been ordered to show you our herring first. You can take him, they said. So kindly take a look at him in the stable here and tell me if you want him or not. God be with you, good sir.
Bit of an arsehole. Here's Herring. Let's take a look. Oh, shit. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Better than Pebbles in every respect. Yeah, I think I'll have him. Sorry, Pebbles. You're getting retired. Yeah, I'll take it.
I took a look at Herring.
And?
I'll take him.
Good. He ain't the fastest, but he'll work his little heart out and he'll keep going for fucking ages. And he's a well-behaved, smart animal as well. An honest stock, too. From the Sameen stud farm. Not one of them stolen nags that's seen around these parts. I've heard that wind is blowing from them dodgy nomads.
There are nomads around here.
Aye. I hear their camp is somewhere in the rocks by Rock Tower Pond. They've got horses there. God knows how they came by them.
Well, useful to know. So I can avoid such places.
Well, let's not forget about your horse. He's there in the stables, so go and get him. You do know how to ride, don't you?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I didn't walk here from Rat Eye, did I? So, where did Pebbles go? Pebbles just disappeared. Well, anyway, this is Herring, my new horse, and he's not a great horse, but he's better than Pebbles in every way possible. It's a shame, though. I was wondering what was going to happen to Pebbles, but it turns out that when you get a new horse in this game, your old horse just goes. Doesn't seem to be any way of getting them back. It's not like you're allowed to own multiple horses. So anyway, I'm going to get Herring here saddled up. Different saddles have different effects on the horse's stamina, speed, capacity, and so on and so on. And then we'll think about what we're going to do first, because one thing that I am not going to do is rush off to Nabokov Fortress and continue the main quest, because there's plenty of other stuff that needs doing. Like some good honest thievery, for example. I still have a job for Miller Kreyzel down at Lower Sameen. Some kind of alchemical book that is apparently in the possession of the scribe here in Castle Trosky. There it is, the Opus Magnum quest. Find the book for the Miller. Check with the scribe for clues about the book. I did actually see the scribe and ask him about it, but it was while I was doing the For Whom the Bell Tolls quest, trying to save Capon from having his neck scratched. And while there was an execution pending, the scribe wouldn't talk to me about it. So I could go up to his office and have a nice little chat, or I could just, avoid bothering him about it and just go and see for myself. And rob Castle Trosky blind in the process. I don't think I've done a very hard lock yet. But hard locks are not that bad now. I would have expected saffron to be more valuable than that. 1.4 groschen for some saffron. Have you seen how expensive that stuff is? Like, by weight, it's more valuable than gold. Much more valuable than gold. But anyway, weapons and armour tend to have the best value. Although occasionally you come across something like a golden crucifix that's worth a few thousand. Nothing particularly useful in there. I'm doing alright for carrying capacity now as well. A lot of wandering the countryside while overburdened did wonders for my strength and vitality. It's generally a good idea when you're wandering around a place you shouldn't be in at night without a light, acting suspicious, Any doors that you open, close again after you. Because a guard will come along and say, hang on a second, that door wasn't open when I patrolled through here 10 minutes ago, and they'll investigate. So do yourself a favour, close doors after you. Where's the good stuff? Try this cabinet. There's nothing valuable here. I mean, sure, the roe deer hide's worth 70 groschen, but I'm at the stage now where I'm saying it's only 70 groschen. Because I've actually got a couple of thousand. Plenty of lockpicks as well. So there's got to be something good on the other side of this door or they wouldn't have locked it, right? It's a decent quality lock as well. Oh, hello. What's this? Somebody's bedchamber. Who's that? Oh, it's the chamberlain. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Okay, a very hard lock. I think my lockpicking skill is high enough now that I can, theoretically at least, do a very hard lock, which is the hardest lock in the game. Or I could just pickpocket the chamberlain while he's sleeping and steal his keys. But, I mean, doing that, I'm not going to get any lockpicking skill if you just use the key. Yeah, I'll just pick the lock. Come on then, let's have you. Very hard lock. Okay, I can do a very hard lock. I can't actually remember if I've done one of these before. I think I must have, because it doesn't really seem that hard. So my lockpicking skill is... really? That's all he's got? Noble's hood's worth 160 odd groschen, but... And he's only got 50... Wow, is that it? I mean, I'll take it. But I have 5,500. Which seems like a lot. And it's certainly not nothing. I mean, it's a lot of money here in Troskovich, when the most expensive armour available for purchase from blacksmiths tends to be like a Saxon mail hauberk, which goes for a couple of hundred. But trust me, 5,500 is not a lot. Who's this? Adela, is that Captain Thomas's sister? Medium lockpick. I mean, I'm going to pick the locks even if I don't take anything, because skill ups, lockpicking experience. It's all good stuff. Oh wow, I'm making a bigger deal of this than I was of the very hard lock in Lord Ulrich's chamber. Yeah, there's nothing in there worth taking. There's a chest here. Slightly tougher. Let's see what's in this one. Oh, okay. Do remember, Jingles, you're actually looking for a book, and you're probably not going to find it here. But sometimes you find skill books in these personal chests. It's basically free skill points. Oh, hello. What's on the other side of the door? And we're in. Alright, this looks looks like somebody important lives here. And yet the room's... Oh, it's not quite unoccupied. Yitka of Korzla. Why is she sleeping there and not... Let's go through her pocket, see if there's anything interesting. So we've got some keys, some herbs, some cash. I'll take the keys and the cash. I really wish I had a Nighthawk potion, because it's black as a witch's tit in here. So it's a medium lock. I mean, I've got the key, I could just open it, but I want the lock-picking experience, and medium locks aren't hard. Literally, hard locks are hard, medium locks are medium. You know what I mean. Lion perfume, useful for charisma checks. Pretty sure I've got some though. I do have plenty of carrying capacity though. But I might come across something very valuable and heavy. Oh, soap's useful. I'll take that. You find laundry spots out in towns and villages or in the countryside. Clean your clothes and your armour so you don't stink. Anything good in here? No, not really. Not at all, in fact. Oh, there's a law book there. King Sigismund of Hungary. I'm going to take that. I'll read that and it'll prove my scholarship skill. And it also sells for a reasonable amount of groschen. I've got to admit, this is all kind of disappointing. I mean, I'm in Castle Trosky. Not Troskovitz, not the backwater village in the arse end of Castle Trosky. Actual Castle Trosky itself. And I've made more money stealing stuff from the village than I've found here in the castle. And I'm gonna take a Nighthawk potion because it's as black as a witch's tit in here. And I don't want to be carrying my own light around because then the guards will see me. There we go, that's much better. But yeah, where's all the good stuff? I was expecting riches. Also, must remember, I'm actually looking for a book. I think this was the scribe's room. Yeah, this was it. Now, does he sleep in here? Do I need to be quiet? Oh, he does. There he is. And there's his chest. It's a hard lock. I'm going to go through his pockets first, I think. I mean, if I fail on a lockpicking attempt, it shouldn't make any noise. It would, unless you've got the relevant perk, but my thieving skill is high enough that I should be fine. Oh, he's got some really good stuff. I'll take the keys. I'll take the spectacles, because they're very valuable. I'm taking the books. I'll take the cash. And then we'll get out. So now I've got the key, even though I'm almost certainly not going to need it. But all of this theft means that my thievery just improved to level 24. The cap is 30, by the way. So pretty good. And I've also earned a perk point. So what are we going to get? Mischief Artist. +3 bonus to thievery and stealth after successfully picking a lock or picking a pocket. Rapid flight. A lot of these skills are to compensate for when things go wrong. Like if you get arrested and you're about to get searched and you've got stolen goods in your pockets. Or if you fail a thieving check or a lockpick breaks or stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, they're not useless, but I prefer to just not fail in the first place. I find that's usually better. Oh, he said. He's about to break a lockpick. No, we're in. Oh, there's some good stuff in here. I'll take the potion. There's a bunch of law books, which are good. They will improve my scholarship. I'll take the spectacles because they're valuable. But no sign of the book that Miller Kreyzel actually sent me for. What about the ones that I picked from his pockets? Nope. No, it's not one of those either. I mean, they're good books. Reading them will probably give me an improvement to my scholarship skill and some more scholarship perk points, but they're not the books I was sent here to find. What about this medium difficulty lock? That's just his clothes and personal effects. At least that's what it appears. I'm just seeing clothing. And some of it's reasonably valuable clothing, I suppose. He's got another set of spectacles. But no sign of the book that Miller Kreyzel sent me to find. I'm starting to think that maybe the scribe doesn't actually have the book. I'm starting to think that maybe I do need to wait until daytime and come in, you know, the normal way and talk to him and find out what happened to it. Because it's starting to look like it's not actually here. Shit. So I head back to my shed next to the forge, come back at an honest hour, wait for the scribe to wake up, and do this the honest way.
I heard some interesting books from Prague have arrived at the castle. There's one I'd like to borrow. An alchemist's cookbook. A sand-coloured cover, embossed.
Yes, several rare and astonishing books have arrived from Prague. But why are you interested in an alchemist's cookbook, of all things?
I've heard there are some interesting ideas in it. Every alchemist is in dogged pursuit of wisdom, especially those from Prague.
Perhaps you know more about that book than I do. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Lord Nickvard Libak helped me sort the new books at the time, and the one you're looking for caught his attention. He left with it before I could even discover what it's about. All I remember is the author's initials, B.B. I'm fairly benevolent when it comes to lending books, and I appreciate Nickvard's help, but he's had it borrowed for an excessive amount of time now. I'd like to ask him to return it, but he's been avoiding me.
Who the fuck is Nickvard?
I'll have a talk with Nickvard and find out what the problem is.
You think I haven't tried? But since you've already offered to address this pressing situation, listen to what I've learned. It seems Nickvard lost the book. I've warned him repeatedly not to carry borrowed books around with him, but to leave them in his chamber and read them there. But Nickvard is old and stubborn, and this is how things turn out.
Oh, great, he's lost it.
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nickvard are too dumb to understand.
But I digress. As I said, Nickvard is intentionally avoiding me. But I've made headway. I've managed to find 3 people who've spoken to him recently. Bertha the cook, Regina the maid, and Hirsch the hand.
For a nobleman, Nickvard is quite wary of his own kind, speaking only to servants.
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to anyone but myself. Nickvard is a loner, which is also why I suspect something bad has happened. Now that he's decided to leave his shell, that is. But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Bergows' arrival, I've been preoccupied with other matters.
Well, I mean, I need to find that book.
I'll help you. I'll ask all 3 and see if they lead me to Nickvard.
Many thanks. If you aren't sure what to do, stop by and we'll discuss what you found out.
That's everything I needed to know.
It's never simple, is it? Alright, so there are 3 people who last saw this Nickvard fella, who's managed to lose an extremely valuable book. We've got the cook, we've got the maid, and we've got the stable boy. Let's go see Bertha the cook, who owes me one for getting her herb chest open.
God be with you, sir.
I'm looking for Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Well, I'm waiting for Lord Libak to stop by. I brewed him another phial of medicine, but I don't even know if the last one helped. I told him to stop by for another one soon. I reckon he must be feeling better.
Did he say where he was headed?
I can't say. I promised Lord Libak his secret is safe with me, as well as his phial of medicine.
Oh, come now. Nickvard misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist cookbook. I need to find it.
I remember the recipes by heart. And Lord Libak's secret is certainly worth more than any book.
Well, we're just going to have to see about that, aren't we? I wonder if I could persuade her.
Listen, Bertha.
Because I have pretty good speech skills, and she seems to be worried about him, so I think I can probably play on that.
Do you realise your stubbornness is making everything more difficult? Nickvard borrows a mysterious book, suddenly he stops talking to the scribe, and falls ill. And when the only person who wants to get to the bottom of it comes to you, you keep mum. You don't want to have Nickvard on your conscience, do you?
I suppose you're right. I reckon Lord Libak would forgive me if he knew I was only trying to help him, right?
I'm sure he would.
Well, it's a common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libak had, well, how to say it? Everything came out much too quickly.
So, fizzy brown arse gravy.
Nickvard didn't have time to run down the stairs, eh?
It was in the privy down below the crone, by the training ground below the guardhouse. I helped him clean his hose and made him the medicine, and I promised that I wouldn't say anything. Lord Libak is quite particular about the impression he makes on the young maids, you know. He didn't want this little episode to put them off. That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters. Though it's closer to his chamber, but to the arena instead. And only when there weren't any soldiers around. But this time, it caught up with him.
Is that all?
What else is there to say? That the entire time he looked as if he'd done the worst thing in the world. It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. I'm just surprised he never came back for another file. I must say, he did look as if the fate of the entire castle was suddenly on his shoulders.
I don't know if this is going to do me any good.
Well, you could have found a worse clue.
Thanks anyway.
So, his lordship is suffering from a nasty case of fizzy brown arse gravy. Shit without brakes. Yeah. Well, I'm not too keen to go poking around the shithouse to find out what happened, so let's speak to the hired hand, Hirsch here, see what he knows.
Lord be with you.
I'm looking for Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Hey, Nick. I mean, Lord Libak. I almost forgot about him. I suppose his task wasn't so pressing.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, forgot?
Nick Libak, that is, entrusted me with a big task quite a while back. He's a castle lord. Obviously, I had to obey him. But then I heard what another castle lord was planning, von Bergows, and I had to obey him even more. He says there's a war on. So here I am, ready to go off to battle.
I need to know more about what Nickvard asked you to do.
No. There are new rules now. You have to prove you're not a spy.
What the fuck?
What are you blathering about?
Von Bergows said there's a war on, right now. I told him, watch out for spies, Sir Otto. But fear not, I know how to sniff them out. You're a spy yourself, ain't you?
Who is this simpleton?
I'm not. Ha! That's exactly what a spy would say. That's why you have to be vetted, to see if you're really on our side. The side that Nickvard's on, just so you know. We're all friends here. You can join us.
I'd like to.
Hold your horses. First a test.
Tell me what you want from me, then.
A sword.
And that'll prove I'm not a spy.
Sword? What sword?
A long and very good one to help me deal with other spies. If you bring it to me, I'll know you're not an enemy spy who should fear me. Forge one, buy one, or even steal one for me. Maybe from one of the guards at the training ground or down by the gate. During the day, they're not in the towers anyway.
Steal a sword? That sounds like something a spy would do.
Not a spy who wants to help von Bergows' most loyal servant. By servant, I mean me. See, once I get a sword, I'll fill you in on Nickvard's task.
I do actually have a couple of spare swords.
About Nickvard.
Got that sword yet, spy?
You wanted a sword? So look at what I got for you.
Notice the difference in quality and value between these two common longswords. Guess which one he's getting.
That's perfect. Lovely. I don't think you're a spy. Can't say for sure, but you seem all right.
What about Nickvard, then?
Nickvard asked me to do something for him. He must have admired my devotion to Lord von Bergows. Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. He wanted me to fetch him something he lost outside the castle. And I told him I would. At least I could check to see if anyone was sneaking around about the castle. But then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran off. So I never found out what he wanted, or from where.
That's all?
Aye. If you run into Nickvard, ask him if he still needs it or whether he found it himself. I'll be going into war soon, so I don't have time for these things, see?
I'll tell him.
So, basically, you knew fuck all, didn't tell me anything, and it cost me a sword. Shit. Speaking of shit, I'm still not awfully keen on poking through the soldiers' shithouse. But I do still have... Well, I don't have to.
Sir?
But I'm going to go and speak to the maid.
Do you know where I can find Nickvard? The scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time.
And this is my problem because...
I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nickvard.
Aye, I heard you. Say, can you read?
I can.
In that case, would you mind reading this message I have from Nigvard?
Yeah, that's easy.
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Capen. Never mind. Read on. Though I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, and I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void, but fear not, I shall get them back. May this be the first task on the road to your liberation. That's it.
Beautiful.
True enough. Nickvard has a flair for the dramatic.
My, that's Liebach for you.
But what does it mean? Can you explain any of it to me?
Lord Liebach has taken a liking to me. I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me. But then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion book. He said it would light a flame in him that would burn out all that's old. So I suppose it worked. Hooray!
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Look, can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here, talking about some old lovelorn nobleman.
I need help. You can give it some thought, can't you?
No! And now leave me alone.
Alright. I think I know what's happened here. So, he's obviously got digestive problems, with the cook making special food for him and preparing a potion to help this food go down a bit easier and come out a little slower on the other end. And that's why he wanted the book from the scribe. It's an alchemy book, and he's found some kind of potion recipe in there. The Lightbringer's potion, which he obviously thought was going to be the answer to all of his problems with the maid Regina here. His message to Regina said that when the Lightbringer potion washed the last remnants of old age from his body, something else was washed away with them, and all of the Lightbringer's secrets were washed into the void. So basically, he was having a really, really big shit. And it was such a good shit that he lost control not just of his bowels, but also the potion book, the alchemy book that I need for Miller Kreyzel. So depending on which shitter he was sitting on at the time, because he didn't like to use the one by his quarters, because he didn't want any of the maids to hear or smell him. I mean, he obviously had massive digestive problems. And he preferred to use the one down next to the barracks in the guards fighting arena. And if that's where he's lost the book, I mean, digging around that shithouse is not going to be pleasant, but the book isn't going to have gone far. But if he didn't have time to make it there, he would have taken a shit through one of these. And that could be why he wanted hired hand Hirsch to help him find something he lost outside the castle. So if you lost it down one of those, it's going to be out here somewhere. That is... oh shit.
You must be Nickvard, eh? Poor wretch.
Does he have the book on him? How did he die? Oh, there's the digestive potion the cook made for him. And there's an empty vial, so that must have been the Lightbringer potion that he drank. I think the potion must have killed him. No sign of any book, though. He obviously came down here looking for the book and then just died here after taking the Lightbringer potion. Here I am, poking around in the shit. There it is, found it. Okay.
Same colour cover, embossed. That'll be the book Kreyzel wants. It looks quite ordinary. Apart from being covered in shit.
Yeah, apart from the small matter of being covered in shit. Oh, and I can read it as well. And I'll probably get some scholarship out of it. This, of course, is where the unfortunate Nick Bard got the recipe for his Lightbringer potion, whatever the hell that is. I don't know if he just misread what the potion was going to do, or he just made the potion wrong. But it looks like the potion killed him. Anyway, not my problem. I need to get this book to Miller Kreyzel. And you never know, when I hand the book over, Miller Kreyzel might be so pleased and surprised that he'll forget to bend my ear, blathering on, listening to the sound of his own voice and talking utter bollocks for the next half hour, and actually get straight to the point instead. Yeah, it's not likely, is it?
My friend?
I have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
I had a peek inside. The pictures are nice, but what do you want to learn from them?
You'll find out soon enough. Show me that miraculous thing. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
No, you didn't care about shit when you were sending me to dig through pigsties.
Look, the essence of life from the skies didn't bother you, and now you're squeamish.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
You're actually getting to the point.
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? Oh, God damn it, Kreyzel, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time.
So, what has this all been leading to?
Greetings!
Find out in the next episode. Because that's it for today. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.